Alright. Good morning, YouTube. Give me a second. Hello. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. What's going on? Let me get my screen up for you guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you guys had a good trading week so far. Do well today. See what the market's got cooking for us. 2 minutes till market opens. Let's see. Looks like they have an update to the market pulse indicator on Bookmap. I really wanted to take the NASDAQ short in supply, but I wanted the 15-minute supply. We might get that 30-minute supply. We'll see. Obviously looking for shorts today, seeing how weak we were the past few days, the past week really, right? We were looking at the weekly time frame. We can clearly see how strong we are to the downside on ES and NQ, right? So it's sort of hard to be like, oh, let's go bullish on this trend, right? So we're going to stay patient. We're going to keep playing the trend. Trend is our friend. Got market open in 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Take a look at our equities. See what's going on. We got some gap ups on Apple. Bit lower on Microsoft. Meta gap up. Tesla gap up, Nvidia gap up. So again, we're going to keep an eye, see if we have some strength in the morning. There's that market open, some divergence. We do have a 15-minute supply here on the NASDAQ that we're coming into right now. So we'll take a look at that. Alright, so there's the NASDAQ coming into that demand zone. ES also in a bit of an area of interest. Also a demand zone right there on ES actually. So we'll take a look at that. Right, so look at that. Nice bounce off demand on the NASDAQ so far. I'm going to keep an eye on that demand zone. Let's see. I do apologize for starting the stream a little bit later today. Not too crazy, but... So this is something I'm going to keep an eye on. See if maybe we can make some divergence on the 5-minute or 1 minute from ES and NQ, and that'll probably be my entry. Or if we want to break it, I might look for a break and a retest. Let's take a look at that. Look for something like this, a break and a retest of it to go short. But I do want to see if we could pull back from here, and I want to see if we could take out that buy-side liquidity over there. Here's some more selling pressure coming in. Let's watch these sellers here on Bookmap. What's going on, Marziti?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up? So guys, you see that sellers kept trying to step in here at demand, and they keep getting held up right now on the NASDAQ, so I'm really keeping an eye on that. I really want to see if at some point if buyers want to come into play, or if ES could also get to demand. Is that the wrong contract? Oh, my cat just stepped on something that just changed what it looks like. Let's see. So, yep, we got some buyers coming in. Pretty good stuff.
Pay attention to the wisdom of the cat.
Yo, the cat knew it. The cat said go long in demand. Now we're going to keep an eye on that, though. Again, we're looking for divergence to play out here. Good buying pressure right there, guys. Good buying pressure. So again, I'm going to look to see if ES or NASDAQ wants to make a lower low while the other one makes a higher low, right? So that's going to be divergence in demand. So I want to what I really want is I want to see if it would probably be NASDAQ making a lower low. But what I wanted is ES to make a lower low, NASDAQ to make a higher low, because then ES would make a lower low into its demand zone. And that might be a pretty good setup. But it looks like NASDAQ's much closer to that new low than ES is right now. So I'm taking account of that. Let's just make sure the mic is working. Good.
All right, I'd say give it a minute to shake out. VPOC is moving up and down and up and down.
Yeah, right now we're just sort of chopping around. Again, we did have that demand zone. We don't have the best divergence for entry right here. I suppose, let's see. Suppose we have like right here. That low and that low. NQ took that low out, but we're gonna wait. Look at that seller stepping in on the NASDAQ again. Said NASDAQ looks a bit cleaner to make that divergence. It's exactly what it's doing. It's much weaker right now. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Weaker into this demand zone. See if we want to hold up at any point. Look for a divergence
Pivot point
play.
at 19,090.
Oh, we might break this demand. That's strong selling. But also, with the sweeps coming in, oh, nice, there we go. So there we go, a lot of people stopping out because that demand was broken. ES has still not made a new low right there, so to be honest, I might look for an ES long position, depending on, let's see, depending on if we do turn around at some point on the NASDAQ, and if we hold the divergence up. So I'll probably look for something like that. Why aren't my drawings syncing? That's strange. Let's go copy. So this is sort of what I'm looking for right now on ES. I want ES, so already did start to bounce. We're going to take a look. We're going to keep an eye on this. We're getting divergence, I mentioned. NASDAQ made that low. ES made a higher low. ES is a bit stronger right now. So we would maybe look to target that high if buyers want to kick in. Got to remember those. Sort of looking for sells today because man, it's cold in here. AC's blasting because of how bearish the market has been. So if we could get some type of turnaround here for a little bit on NASDAQ, push higher, maybe we could hit these supply zones before we sell off. But if we want to break below this demand zone, I will happily wait for a retest and enter there. Right now we are looking at the 1 minute time frame. Let's take a look at crude oil real quick too. I'm just in the middle of nowhere on crude. Let's take a look at another time frame right now. Again, ES right now is stronger than the NQ. Crude oil, middle of nowhere. We're not going to pay attention to it right now. I'd consider probably wouldn't really look for longs on ES. I'd consider taking some longs on ES because of its relative strength compared to the NASDAQ, but because most equities are weak right now, and I'm even looking at the weighted index, which is right here. Weighted index looks like it wants to sell off and fill that gap, and that's going to have some type of pull on the NASDAQ to help it become weaker. So, if anything, maybe we'll create some type of 5-minute fair value gap right here if we do want to continue lower, but let's see how this buying wants to hold up on the NASDAQ. There's some more buying pressure on ES again. Good stuff on ES.
NASDAQ is between VPOC, VWAP.
ES is much stronger at the moment. Keeping an eye on that. Let's see. Alright. Staying patient on this right now. Got 2 minutes left in the 5-minute. Market could do whatever it wants. We got a bit of a 5-minute fair value gap going on right here. Gonna keep an eye on that because it's a bearish fair value gap while the ES is pushing higher right now. So we have some divergence right there, some major divergence really. Look how we're holding this demand zone up on the NASDAQ. We broke it for a second, quick stop hunt, and then we tried to push higher at that point. Sort of had a 90-minute that we didn't break. Oh, there we go. We had a 45-minute that was a bit more clear. This one's a bit better. So the 15 was good too, but the 45 is a bit better because it's lower, right? So we always want to look for like a lower zone. Let's see. However, I'm still looking to see if we could close below this 15-minute demand zone. Look for some short entries. Let's see. Throw our favorite fib up. Not really seeing nothing connected in there. So we're just gonna wait. Let's see. Fib right up on here. So if we threw a fib on this one right here, sort of lining up in that. We have a 1-minute fair value gap there. A little bit. We'll see. I probably wouldn't take any shorts just yet because we're still trying to come out of that demand zone. ES is still much stronger. I'm gonna be patient on this, guys. Really, no reason to jump into trades. Yeah. Yeah, no reason to jump into something too if we're not good with it
Sell
yet.
wall at 142.
ES has been much stronger. If you're looking to trade something, probably look to take ES. Take a look at ES on the heat map. So you see ES had some selling pressure, but it's still trying to push higher. Look at that. Buyers keep taking control on ES. We have a strong level at 55.01. 55.01. Like right there. So let's see if we got any supply zones that we may have missed. We have a fair value gap, it looks like. A very tiny one on the 1 hour, so I'm not a fan of that. We have a 90-minute supply zone right there at 54.97. But again, once you start marking all these out, it sort of gets messy on the screen. This is an okay zone, but the move wasn't just, it dropped, it gave us a little continuation, then it pulled back. I'm not the biggest fan of it. We got some ticking selling pressure right here. There's that NASDAQ drop lower. Probably going to continue here. Weighted index is still chopping around. I'm not going to take any trades just yet. Want to wait for some type of entry. Where is our 5-minute? We did create that 5-minute fair value gap. I do want to see if we can go tap into that real quick. But as of right now, it looks like and feels like with that market pulse that we should want to try to push lower. And again, look at this divergence. Right, and look at this divergence. The ES is still much stronger right now. We're coming into this breaker block right here. So if we can make
break south, we're going down to pre-market low at 19,000.
I'm thinking if we could hold that breaker block while selling pressure's coming in pretty strong right here. If we could hold that breaker block while NQ makes divergence, I might take some long positions on ES, but we got to hold this breaker block first. Oh, and you know what? Is there an OTE on ES right now? Yeah, we're sort of getting into an optimal trade entry. I'm going to take some ES long positions. Very light size. Let's go create limit order. Alright, so I'm filled 2 ES contracts. My stop loss is where you see it on the screen. Risking about, I think, 350 on this trade. Hold up, no, my stop loss is... Sorry, my stop loss is at the bottom of the fair value gap. The order block, I should say. The reason I got in is because of the divergence that we have right now. ES is still much stronger. NQ's trying to break lows and then failing. We might continue lower. That's why I went sort of light on this. Entries 54.77 long ES, 2 ES contracts. Nice. Good reaction so far, right? So right now, a lot of people who were trying to sell this are going to end up trapped if the market does want to continue. I'm looking at a 5-to-1 risk to reward right now, guys. Good start to this trade. 20 seconds left in the 1 minute. Again, looking like a lot of sellers will be trapped if we want to push back higher. The weighted index is failing to push lower. Apple tried to make a new low of day. Just need to see some stuff hold up. Good stuff so far. Nice. Nice, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep it going. Oh, man. All right. We are currently 7 points in the money at the moment. Up 650 on this trade. Here. Up about 550. We're just chopping around right now. That was a nice reaction though, right? So I want ES to continue because ES has been much stronger. Good stuff. Great stuff. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Gorgeous. Great. Great reaction. Great move. Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, look at that. Look at that. Think of all of the sellers that are trapped right now, even the sellers trapped on the NASDAQ. This was a fantastic, fantastic entry down here. I might look to take... I was considering taking one contract off, but I might want to let this run a bit.
NASDAQ upside target 150.
I might take... Let's see... I'll probably take one contract off at this new high when we make a, like right here will be my first. I'll scale out. So right here, I'll get out of one contract, right? And then I want to get out of the second contract somewhere up here. Now, depending on how this 1 minute moves, I might not get out of this first contract yet. Because we might have strength to keep going. That might give us a quick move, a real quick and strong move, and I want to be able to capitalize on that. So I'm gonna move my sell limit up a little bit. I'll let you guys know when I exit. Thank you, Eris on YouTube said you're good. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm gonna lock in one contract right up here at that new high. So you should hear it ding in just a second when ES pushes through that. Close, come on now. Alright, oh, it ticked it. There we go, out of one contract, holding one contract left, guys. Great ES trade so far. Moving my stop to break even, a little above break even. Right at the top of the order block is where I'm putting my stop loss on this trade, letting it run. I really wanted to target that 5,000 looked pretty strong. 5,500. But I don't like the price action we're getting up here. So I might just exit my whole, let's see. How's the 5 minute looking? I always want to know how the 5 minutes look, and 5 minute looks pretty bearish right now, so we're going to be a bit careful on this ES trade. 15 minute looks alright. I'm going to hold it, see how it wants to play out, let this last contract play, that's fine. Sellers are stepping in pretty strong, weighted index looks weak. Glad I got out of one contract right at the top right there. That was a great exit so far if we do want to reverse at this point. My stop loss is moved. Yep, we're probably, let's see. If we make another, I might move my stop loss to break even, not at the order blocks. If we touch this order, this is a new order block right here. Because... again, NQ's making a new low. ES is not near its new low yet. So I'm going to hold this one contract at the moment. I'll let you guys know if I do stop out. We'll see. Yep, strong selling. Not freaking out of my ES long positions just yet. 2 minutes left. It's plenty of time for it to wick back up. Plenty of time for NASDAQ to trap some more sellers again. That's what it did 2 times already today. Look, it trapped sellers right here when it pulled back, trapped sellers here when it pulled back. Who's to say it's not going to do the same thing again while ES is bullish divergent and we're riding the bull trend on ES? Beautiful, beautiful. I do think I feel like I have the wrong ES contract on here. This volume just doesn't look right, but it's showing volume.
Union.
Yeah, that's what I thought. ESU4, yeah. YouTube, if you guys want to see anything, got any questions, let me know. Still holding these ES long positions till my final target at 54.95. Would like to go to 5,500. That would be a much nicer move, but we've been very bearish. Really don't want to fight that too much. Right now, the only reason we're long ES is because of the divergence. ES is much stronger than NQ right now. I want to see NQ fail this low again.
In case you're wondering, current volume on the ES is 350,000 for the day.
Coming towards my entry again. Still gonna stay a bit patient. Weighted index is dropping. Nvidia's weak. Yeah, we might just keep going here. Let's wait and see. Oh, I didn't see that. NASDAQ hit that optimal trade entry 5-minute fair value gap up there before it reversed. Missed that. I'm moving my stop loss up a little bit, make it super tight, because now I want bulls to step in real quick here. If they don't, we're just out of this. We are out of this. "15 minutes got time. I got time." Yeah, I might hop out of these longs on ES just because it's still bullish divergence. It's still stronger at the moment, but I mean, how strong could it stay if I'm feeling bearish on the day? You know what I'm saying? I do feel like, but I'd like it to take out one more high, grab some liquidity up there. That's what I'd really like to say. I like that reaction to the NASDAQ right there, that pullback. But now it's hitting a 1-minute fair value gap, so we're going to see. I'm going to stay super patient, guys. ES doing its thing. Alright, ES. Give me one more pop, I'll probably dip out of this. Still in one ES contract right now. Yeah, bears mean business lately. So I'm being super careful. That was a strong bearish candle on the last 5-minute candle. 15 looks alright to the bear side. Probably gonna stop out of ES. Let's see. Stop loss is a little below. Stop loss is right here. Keeping it super tight on ES because we already took profit at this first TP. Just holding one contract left from our original entry was right here. I wanted to see if it could ride out to 54.95. Okay. Okay, buyers stepping in again.
NASDAQ's got a buy wall at 60 that's pretty solid and steady.
Very good, very good. Come on, NASDAQ. Let's break this 1-minute fair value gap. Let's bring ES higher. Let's keep running with these bulls right now. Let's go. Staying patient on this. Patience is key. Some absorption coming into the market here on ES. Let's see. I like that ES pressure right there on Bookmap, but again, it could just fail. We could just fail. We have been more bearish lately than bullish. However, it's Friday. We might chop around a bit. ES is still bullish divergence. We're doing good right now. We're doing good right now. Yeah, there we go, NASDAQ. That's what I wanted to see. Stop out all those people in that 1-minute fair value gap. Grab some liquidity. Let's see if we can hit a quick run up here on ES. Apple with a nice move higher. Weighted index looking not strong, but pulling its way back to VWAP. That's what I want to see. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go now. Sort of want to exit my last contract right here. Play it safe because, again, it is chopping. We might not get that final TP. However, it's the divergence that's keeping me in this trade. But we did fail to sweep this high right here. So that's sort of a red flag. So let's see. Let's see how we hold up 54.79 right here. Nope, some sellers stepping in again. We're just going to wait. Just going to wait. I might move my stop. I feel like I want to move my stop loss. I don't know. Let's see. Right now, stop loss is at 54.76.75. I do think bears are going to want to run this, though. Alright, it was a tick away from my stop loss. It did bounce a bit. No, I see sellers trying to come in. So some sweeps coming in right there on ES. I like that. If we could hold up, that's going to be really good. I'm going to move my stop loss down a bit. Give the market a little room to breathe right now. Just to this right here, 54.74.75. Just to give it a little room. Got 5-minute closes in just a second. That 5-minute might be nah, I don't know, man. That's tough right there. That is a little tough right there. Because we're failing to go higher, right? We're making these lower highs at the moment. When we're long, we don't want to make lower highs. So let's see if we want to grab the liquidity of these lower highs, right? So, we might be able to target up here and see how we react up there. If we push through here really strong, I will hold it till my final TP up here. If we hit it and start to reverse, start to pull back, we get weak, I will most likely just exit my last contract right there. What I was curious on was to see how the 15-minute would close. I wanted a 15-minute basing candle on ES would help me to hold to my next target up there. Might even get a bit of a trend on that. But we have to have this 5-minute close pretty bullish. I do think we might wick lower for a second and then push back higher. So let's take a look. Let's be patient. We're looking at ES bookmap right here. Got the NASDAQ over here. Some good buying pressure on the NASDAQ. ES as well. So we're just going to wait and see. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. But again, we have to see if it wants to take that high out right there. Right where it's coming up to, right there, 54.84.25. See how it's already getting weak again. It's creating another lower high if it fails it. But that could be squeezing until we either pop or drop. So we are expecting a move to come. But because of how weak the NASDAQ has been, I really don't want to hold these longs longer than I have to. And because we're failing to get to that final take profit, I'm most likely going to take profit soon on this trade. What time is it? It's almost 10 o'clock. I really wanted to wait for that 15-minute candle to close. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay in these unless it hits my stop loss. I'm going to stay in these until the 15-minute closes. And if the 15-minute closes in my favor, I might add. We'll see where it's at, and I might add at some point. Nice. Staying patient here. Still in ES longs, guys. We were in ES longs from this candle entry right here. Took the first target right there. Took one contract off. Right now, we've been sort of riding it out. It's been up and down. Beautiful. There we go. That's what I want to see. But now, again, I want the 15 minutes to sort of close red. So I want it to be a red basing candle. I want it to close right near where it's at right now. But wouldn't it be better if we closed green? It would show more buying. No, if I'm looking for a basing candle or a demand zone to form, I need it to be a red body and a long lower wick, because that's what I usually look for, some type of continuation to the upside afterwards. So I really need to see how this 5-minute wants to close. I want it to sort of close where it's at right now. Then I'll be able to move my stop loss if we get a good close, and we'll be good to go. Good stuff so far today, right? We haven't gotten chopped up. We're staying in the one trade. This is a one trade kind of day so far. A minute and a half left. We'll go back to the 1 minute so we can see the price action a bit clearer. See how we sort of reacted? We rejected that area. I really want to see if we could take out that liquidity up here, because NASDAQ also has some resting liquidity up here that we could take out. However, I was really looking for some NASDAQ shorts today, so we're gonna have to see. I can't move the market. All I can do is react, right? So all we're gonna do is wait for a zone, wait for a move, wait for a trade. I did say I would get out of this trade if we failed to break through that, but I'm more interested in that 15-minute close right now. If for whatever reason it dumps for the last 40 seconds and we close down here, I'm going to get out for practically break even. If we do close up here pretty strong, it's a good chance I'm going to hold it until we get to our final take profit. 30 seconds left on the 5-minute. Good buying pressure right now. Nice NASDAQ breaking that 1 minute fair value gap again. Love to see it. Would have got chopped up trading NQ today. Same with ES. ES was also choppy, but because we had our zones, our entries, and we knew which one was more stronger because of the divergence, we were able to really succeed with that trade and do well. And find a stronger trend. Whoa, did we just have news? That's gonna... Oh, shit. Let's see, 15. 15 looks good. 15 looks good. I'm gonna hold. I'm holding this, but I do think we just had some news kicking right there. Let's see if news wants to catapult us to our final take profit at around 50,000. Do. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Fantastic. Keep going, ES. I want this final take profit. I really want 55. Oh, there we go, guys. Look at this. That was amazing. But the question is, will we want to continue or are we going to sweep now? So I'm going to put my sell limit at 54.9175. This was a phenomenal trade from, I don't know. I sort of want to see if we could let it run. Let's see if we could let it run, guys. Again, ES has been much stronger. ES new high a day is coming up right now. Yes, new high a day coming up. Target's going to be hit soon. There's that ES new high a day target. Just got wicked. Let's see if it wants to push through. There it is. Profit hit. Target hit right there. I'm letting it run. I want to see if we could hit that 5,500. No, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to get all out there. I'm all out, guys. That was phenomenal. Great trade. End up 8-1, 9-1 risks a reward on that. Great trade. This thing might even continue running. But holy cow. Fantastic, guys. Damn. Go work. I hope you guys were able to take some long positions with me. Hope you guys were able to do well today too. That was beautiful. The reason I'm not trying to let it run or anything is because we still have divergence. So you see how the NASDAQ hasn't taken this high out yet. ES has cleared that high for a while. ES cleared this high up here. NASDAQ's nowhere near it. So yes, ES is much stronger. I would look for ES to continue higher. It's very hard to stay bullish because the divergence tells me that there's uncertainty in the market, right? So I want to be patient. I don't want to keep going at this. I mean, we just took an original, I think it was 5-1. So it was 4.9-1. We ended up moving our stop a bit, right? This was our entry right here. So we put our stop loss right at the bottom because we had a divergence. So because of that, Can't even see it because of the tool. ES might continue, guys. ES really might continue. So this was our long entry right here. We put our stops pretty low. We had our first target was right here. So the first target was a 5, almost a 6 to 1 risk to reward. Our second target was a 9 to 1 risk to reward based off of this entry and stop loss criteria. Really a fantastic job today. I did end up going a bit lighter because it was, well, one, it was ES. Usually I'm trading NASDAQ. And two, it's Friday, right? So right now we're counter trend trading because, again, look at the daily. The daily did not suggest that we should be bullish. The daily was very bearish. So when we're doing some type of counter trend trade, we need a few things. We need that divergence. We need to be patient. And we need to be careful. You have to size lighter if you're going against an overall trend. Look at that great exit right there. I had great noticing that there's a good chance we might not continue. Very choppy right now. Really beautiful stuff. Good stuff. So that was good. So we're going to stay patient now. I do expect bears to take control here. Time is, it's 10:04. 10:04, we're done. No, I'm just kidding. We'll keep it going. But, good trade, guys. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Some selling pressure coming in. Let's check out our NASDAQ now. What's going on? Alika on YouTube, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Yes, that was a great trade. Great divergence on that. Show you guys what I meant by that divergence. Again, ES was making these higher lows right here. NASDAQ kept trying to break the lows and kept failing, so that's divergence. Oh man, what an exit on that trade too. That 16-point move, about a 2-point stop. Beautiful. Beautiful. What we used? We used our divergence. We used this order block. This order block was created on a fair value gap, something I wanted to keep an eye on. Oh, what's up, Alex? What's up? What's up? So now let's see how we react. This was a resistance. Let's see if we want to hold this as some type of support. I'm not taking any more trades here. I was expecting bears to take over today. Looking at the 15-minute, I would still say bullish until we break this recent 15-minute low. Or until the 15 closes. But I do think bears are going to want to take over. Would look for maybe a potential NQ short position. Let's see, let's see. So we will throw up, we got a fair value gap up in here. We'll delete this one, delete that, get rid of this, throw up our fib. Now, so with the fib, I would probably expect the NQ to move a little lower before pulling back, because I would want the 61% to line up in that fair value gap. So I'm just going to stay patient right here. How are we looking on the 5-minute? Let's see. I'd consider some NQ shorts there. Where we at? In that fair value gap. I still don't understand why my, I got another screen where I execute on the left, and the drawings, for whatever reason today, are not syncing. So I gotta draw everything twice. So NASDAQ, I'd probably look for something like this. Something like that, but again, I wanted to see us push a little lower so we could adjust our fib a bit lower too. And if that's the case, if that is what we end up getting, I will definitely look for some shorts on the NASDAQ. We'll see if we can profit from longs on ES this morning and shorts on NASDAQ. But we're just trading the trend. We're trading with it. Guys, look at that exit on ES right there. Holy cow. Holy cow. That was great. Alright, perfect. So there's that NASDAQ break below. Love to see it. Wanted to see us sort of pull back around here. Around here if we can. Alright, let's see. Oh, so. Alright, so it was a nice move on ES. So ES grabbed some of this liquidity that was sitting here, right? It just grabbed all the stops that were sitting there, grabbed some stop losses that were sort of sitting there. Very close, very close. Still looking for NQ though, push a bit lower. Wick back, give me an entry. So some people ask, what strategy to use? What do you trade supply and demand, you trade the optimal trade entry, you do XYZ, blah blah blah. I use my baseline. So with trading, I feel like you have to understand a few things, right? You have to obviously understand the basics of risk analysis, right? Risk management, know what you're risking per trade, know what your reward is per trade. You have to understand a few other things, like market concepts, understand market structure. Are we in a bullish market? Are we in a bearish market? Understand how to do some type of top-down analysis where you just, even if it's as simple as checking the daily time frame and looking to see if we have strong candles to the downside or strong candles to the upside. It's just all about staying patient for those and putting these pieces together, right? So I'll do my top-down analysis. I'll look at like the NASDAQ on the daily. I'll say, okay, it looks like we have a bearish bias or very bearish today. I'll look at ES on the dailies. Okay, still very bearish. However, I was able to take that long position. Just because my daily bias said one direction doesn't mean I can't have other ideas or trades in the market, right? So right now we're being patient. We don't see any more setups. I'm still looking for NASDAQ. Let's see NASDAQ. But the long and short of it is, I started out, I was profitable with just supply and demand. Ooh, okay, so NASDAQ does have that OTE right up in there. I was profitable with just supply and demand. I just started learning all these extra ICT concepts, I'd probably say as of the beginning of the year. And what's great with them is because I already have my baseline of supply and demand, I know how to be profitable with it, I know how to trade it, I'm then able to add these other concepts, what's it called? Fair value gaps, optimal trade entries, things like that, to say, okay, now I'm seeing that we're lining up with the top of this demand zone, which is going to work as some type of resistance because we broke it. We have a fair value gap here and an optimal trade entry. So those are a few things I'm now able to acknowledge more in the market and see more confirmations, and I can see it a bit more clearly, those higher probability setups. Nice. One of my mentees just texted me, he just passed another eval. He's killing it. All right, so I like that initial rejection. I'm going to be patient to enter some short positions on the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ, again, is clearly much weaker, but I don't really want to jump in short here if we want to go blow through, right? So I'm going to stay patient. Going to see how we react. 4 seconds on this 1 minute candle. Already not a fan of that. Already not a fan of that. Let's see. I do sort of like where ES is rejecting. But we'll see. ES has a big fair value gap right there. How's the 5-minute looking? 15. 5:30. Again, I want to be aware of all the higher time frames. I want to know if we're looking like we should be turning around at some point on the 30-minute, that I shouldn't be jumping into a 5-minute trade that looks good on the 5-minute, but the higher time frames telling me, nope, we're pulling it back. I want to be for sure. Like, I'm keeping an eye on my equities right now. They all seem a little weak. So I might I'll put a limit order to sell right in that fair value gap. So if we pull back into it one more time, I will be entered in a short position on the NASDAQ. And we're going to dump without me. All right, that's okay. We're waiting. We're not chasing it down here. You chase it down here, then what happens to your risks or reward? It's garbage. We're waiting for right there. Give me one more test of the fair value gap. In fact, now what I'm going to look for is a 1-minute divergence. I want NASDAQ to create a lower high off of that fair value gap, while ES goes and creates a higher high and hits its fair value gap. And with that divergence, I'll probably be able to add to my trade once it starts going in my favor, because that divergence is the confirmation I'm looking for along with the higher time frame analysis. But we'd have to come back and enter first. Some potential targets. Because you know what it is? I like that it hit the optimal trade entry and rejected. But again, that higher time frame is definitely looking a bit like we could reverse here. But the higher time frame daily wise looks good for the bears. So it's going to be tapping my entry for short positions in just a moment. Oh, it wicked it? It was a tick away. That was very close. Did I not have it on the fair value gap? I think I had it like a tick inside the fair value gap. I'm going to be a bit patient on this. Sort of thinking to take this short here, put my stop loss right at that recent high. But I don't want to be chasing it. If it moves without me, it moves without me. We had that one great trade on ES, so we're not stressing. I am being observant though. If buyers want to step in strong here, I'm moving my sell limit. I'm not getting in this trade. $15 looks weak. So with that being said, I'll probably take this short. Yep, I want ES to go break that high. I want NQ to fail its high. I'm moving my entry up a little bit, moving it again. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll enter there. Oh, no, come on. All right, entered there, short on the NASDAQ. Let's take it. Let's see if it wants to take us home. Take me home, country road, take me home. Let's go, NASDAQ. Beautiful reaction right off our sell, guys. Right off of our sell entry. Holy cow. That was a nice quick reaction there. 1-minute time frame selling pretty strong. Looking at our heat map, looking at our sell bubbles. I want to know if they're real or not. Want to know how strong they are. There we go. Holy cow, guys. Wow. Wow, that's something, man. That's beautiful right there. Question is, do we want to continue? Right? A lot of uncertainty still in the market. And Q kept making new lows, kept reversing. Kept making new lows, kept reversing. But it's still much weaker. If ES could give up, we're gone, guys. We're making a nice short trade right here.
You know, I use an auto break even when the NASDAQ moves like 10, 15 points to move me to break even. And
That's
I've gotten
good.
stopped out, I don't know how many times today at
Dude,
break even.
today we'll
This
do
is
that.
this job, golly.
Yeah, today we'll do that on the NASDAQ. I'm going to see if we get one more impulse move lower. Probably try to... There we go, guys. Oh my goodness. Get out of town.
I'm still calling 19,000.
Get out of town. I gotta... That's wild. I gotta get out on the next drop. Give me one more drop and I'm out. Get out of town. Holy cow, guys. That's crazy. 2 for 2 today. No drawdown on this last trade. Wow. Alright, we got out right there. We got out right there. Beautiful. Definitely not the best risk to reward trade. 3.5 to 1 risk to reward. I like to shoot for higher, you guys know that, but damn, NASDAQ shorts, ES longs today, it ain't even 10:30. We're definitely done for the day on that, guys. Beautiful. YouTube, if you're watching it, that like, hit that subscribe. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. And everything I'm going over, divergence, optimal trade entries, fair value gaps, I've made videos for all of these for you guys. I want you guys to check them out. I want you guys to know what I'm talking about and trade how I'm trading. Wow, what an exit on NASDAQ right there. You know, Marziti, I gotta thank you on that because you were reminding me that NASDAQ today has been nothing but chop. There's been almost no continuation. Now, I was still trying to play it short. I was definitely considering taking it to maybe some type of, even down here, like you said, 19,000. But because of how choppy it's been, gives me such uncertainty. ES has still been so much stronger. If ES was down here and there was no more divergence, right? ES wasn't as strong, I probably would have definitely been holding. But ES is still much stronger. There's still uncertainty. NASDAQ is still chopping. Like, look at the 5-minute time frame on NASDAQ right now. That is gross. Definitely more bearish, but there's no continuation. We're barcoding. Everybody, like Marziti pointed out, stop hunt, stop hunt, stop hunt everywhere. Wow, what an exit. What a trade. Great trades today, everyone. Great trades. I wonder if we should take it short here again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. It might. Now it might, because now at this point we have this new low and new level of liquidity to take out. So now we might get that short and take out both of these lows right here. I did say that 5 minutes still looking more bearish. We'll see how this one closes. I definitely don't think I'm going to be getting in. Oh, if we make divergence, maybe. But it doesn't look like it. We're both very close. ES is very close to this recent high. NQ is very close to this recent high. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye. You guys know I like to try to stream for a bit for you guys. But this was, wow, phenomenal. Great day. Great reviews today. Good recording to look back on. Understand the concepts and all that shiznit. Knowing that, okay, well, we see that ES is stronger today. How did we know ES was stronger? Because of the higher lows it was creating. NASDAQ was creating lower lows. We saw that a lot of our weighted index was also very choppy today. So it's just all these things to take into consideration. We used our book map for good order flow understanding, looking for the bubbles for volume confirmation. Okay, now we might make divergence. But like I said, probably going to call it there today myself. 2 for 2 today. Great jobs, great trades. And we might make this this run to the lows on NASDAQ here. We start hearing, but look, see how we're trying to push lower and the market pulse was still green? That's what's awesome about the market pulse is it sort of helps us to gauge those real pushes or not. Like we saw, we were trying to push lower. Market pulse was still at like plus 20, plus 30%. If we're pushing lower, market pulse should easily be red, easily be pushing lower. Good stuff, good stuff. I gotta get in contact with Bookmap. I gotta see if they really should integrate some type of charting platform with TradingView. Because how cool would it be for the crosshair on Bookmap to line up with the crosshair on TradingView? But maybe I'm just asking too much. Alright, let's see if we get that divergence. Need ES above there. Oh, nope, no divergence. Both of them made a new high. What a phenomenal exit down here, guys. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Good stuff, good stuff. We might still make divergence, right? ES might want to go take out this high right here. There's some buy-side liquidity, right? Buy-side liquidity right there. We're still in, this was a fair value gap on the 5-minute from this morning. It is lining up in this 78% optimal trade entry. I want to see for the divergence on ES and Q. Just waiting. We have any 15-minute, 30-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute? Nada, nada, nada. And again, even like looking at the 30-minute chart, look at how much stronger the ES is right now compared to the NASDAQ. ES is pushing way up here. NASDAQ's way down here. So if you're having trouble spotting that divergence on the lower time frames, when in doubt, zoom out. Whenever we're trading, if you're having difficulty reading some type of trend, there's most likely an issue with the time frame you're looking at, whether it's too small, too large. And what you got to do then is just zoom out, look at the charts, get a feel for what's going on. That was good stuff, though. Good stuff today, guys. Great. You think I got any alerts going on here? It doesn't go away? Oh, there we go. TradingView's got some of the best. Oh, cool. New layouts. Got some of the best, like, tools, indicators, scanners even. Really good stuff. These are the new layouts. That's pretty cool. I might take a look at them. See, I don't like the layouts that's like two long ones, like two long ones like that, and then two short ones. I'd rather just squares. Nice, good buying pressure. There's those final take profits, the final targets on those long trades earlier. But remember, guys, from those long trades, we most likely would have been stopped out right here before it continued up to that final target. So this was still an overall great trade. We had a first take profit at 4 to 1. I'm sorry, almost 6 to 1. Second take profit was 9 to 1. This was a good bullish trade. We took this trade long on the ES while looking at NASDAQ, knowing that there was been divergence. ES was much stronger. We might continue here. Some good buying pressure. I'm not going to take any more trades. Do not chase at this point, guys. As good as it looks right now, we'd never ever chase this high. It's just not worth it. And there's still some type of divergence. ES made this new high right here. NASDAQ has not made a new high yet. So there's still the divergence.
All right. Well, NASDAQ north side targets, we're kind of in a chop zone here, which that puts it around the top of this will be around 235.
A good way to find targets, Marzidia, I'm glad you mentioned that, is to just sort of like zoom out and find obvious wicks, right? So obvious areas where say you were in a short position at this point over here, where would you put your stop loss, right? Put it at an obvious wick, an obvious swing. So I have one swing here at this 19184, another one at this 19206, then another one at this 19234, because these work as some type of liquidity, buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity areas that there is a lot of liquidity sitting there and the market's going to draw to them.
Yeah, we got a pivot point up at 19,295. That's kind of a long way away, but NASDAQ could do it.
Yup. Some people talking in the Discord chat. Yes, guys, you could definitely make money off micros. You don't have to trade minis to make money. Definitely start with micros, and the reason for that is when you're starting with micros, you're really able to adjust your sizing accordingly. Start with something where you're risking just $50 max a trade. Give yourself a challenge. Limit yourself on your losses. Don't worry about how much you're making on your winners just yet. Limit yourself on your losses. Once you're able to really pin down limiting your losses, then you're able to say, okay, well, now that I am aware of my losses, I'm aware of my stop loss, I'm aware of my strategy, I'm able to control my losses. Now I can say, okay, well, where's my take profits? Where are my targets? How can I let my winners run? It's going to be easier for you to let your winners run knowing that you have a locked in stop loss at that, again, $50 mark, $25 mark, something real low where you're not going to be freaking out about price. Because if what you could do with $50, you could do with $100, right? So if it's a $50 stop loss and a $150 take profit or $200 take profit, that's awesome. And the reason that is awesome because that's 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Now do that with $100 and your take profit's going to be $400, $350, $400. That's really going to go a long way. But you gotta start off small with the micros because it really helps you feel almost no attachment to the market and to your trades, and that's what you want when you're learning to trade. You want to learn to trade with no emotional attachment, because emotions will just sway you. It'll get you to go long when you shouldn't, it'll get you to chase when you shouldn't. I was saying just right up here, we shouldn't chase longs on ES because we don't know if the divergence will swing us lower, and look at this huge quick move we got to the downside at that point. Really good stuff. And you don't have to take a good trade to have a successful day in the market when you're just starting out. You have to take it slow, and every day that you're learning, every day that you could confidently say, okay, I learned this today, I learned about this today. Every day that you could learn 1%, get 1% better, is a successful day in the market when you're just starting out. Wow, look at these sellers mean business.
I've talked several times about, because I had restarted my account when I went to Auction Market Theory. I went down to the micros, and with anywhere between 3 to 5 micros, I've been knocking out $100, $200, $300 a trade with 3 to 5 micros. Yes, you can do it with micros.
Yeah, 100%. You gotta start with micros. That is the way. Wow, these sellers, man. That's crazy. What time is it, guys? 10:30. So right, it's 10:30. I want to look at the 30-minute time frame. I want to look at the 15-minute time frame. 30-minute looks nice and bearish on NASDAQ. That's really nice. So let's see if we can break this low right here and create a 5-minute fair value gap with this current 5-minute candle and then the next candle. So I'm going to want to see if the next candle wants to push lower. Good stuff. Great stuff today, guys. those sellers want to continue. Now, if you're a scalper, guys, right? Scalping is completely different from day trading. Not completely, because you could still use the same areas, the same concepts, but you're still sort of more in and out of trades, right? So you would sort of look for something like this. You would look at the volume lower that it's picking up. You would look at maybe use the heat map to find that selling pressure. Say, okay, well, this is strong selling. We're breaking these levels. I'm going to try to scalp this short, put my stop loss at these at the absorption up here. The absorption indicator is awesome. Probably one of my favorites. It's a slept on indicator. I love it. So now we're getting absorption right here in this breaker order block again on the ES. So now we're going to use our handy dandy OTE and see where we're at pullback wise. So right, we got a 1 minute fair value gap lined up with that old 5 minute fair value gap. We're going to not delete it. We're going to move it to like right here and just turn off the extend right. That way I could do some TA for us. Oh no, I took that one. That one don't even matter.
Kev,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Can you just help with getting that?
Alright, give me 1/2 a sec, guys. Looking for probably looking to see how we react to this 1 minute fair value gap up here in the OTE on the Nasdaq. So we'll see where that's at. I'll be right back.
All right, NASDAQ just took out that low. Now we're pushing down lower for the next. We've just come out of this consolidation. Pay attention to these consolidation ranges where you just barcode a little bit. Those are little volume nodes that we have a tendency to come back to in CHOP. We will move between these little consolidation zones. So when you see a little area of barcoding, mark it out or pay attention to it or whatever, because we are moving between them. Now, for anybody curious on that last move right there with one and only one MES contract, I made $74. $74 on that last move right there. So, yeah, so imagine then if you had five contracts, 7 times 5, 35, $350. I'm only trading one today because I had some eye surgery recently and I don't see the charts as clearly. So I'm being a little more cautious with my trading. But the point being is that, yeah, I just made $74 off of one MES contract. So yeah, you can do it. All right, NASDAQ is back to this pivot point again. We have a sell wall down at 77. They're thinning it though. So they looks like they're trying to decide if they want to leave it or pull it. And they pulled it. So where are we? We are below. Okay. All right, we're chewing through some orders. They pulled a bunch of sell orders. I said buy orders before. I mean, so we just going through sell orders now, rolling back out of that. Hmm. A lot of the book just got cleared on that one. All right. A lot of selling bubbles just came through here. We've got some, they pulled a buy line below us. They're moving the buy line down. I think we're getting ready for another leg down possibly. Notice that we're right back into this chop zone again here, this little consolidation area here that started at 10:32 Eastern, choppity choppity chop. We come back to this area here because this is an area where everybody's okay with the price. Now, I'm an auction market theory guy, not that much different from supply and demand. We just have different levels of different things we look at, but the same concept of moving from one area to another. And what I see here is this is a resting spot where everybody's like, for the time being, this is a good place to be. This is a good price. This is a fair price. We're willing to buy and sell here, and we're in equilibrium here for the moment. Now, there will be a move out of it, but for a moment, we're resting after that big push down on the NASDAQ while we, people are not trying to decide what is the next move. Now, we've got a big buy line just came in at 19,060. These buy and sell, these heavy lines like this act like magnets a lot of times, not always, but we kind of have to watch them. I got a feeling we're going to break south, but I could be wrong. I'm waiting for a signal.
All right, I am back. What is up? What is up, ladies and gents? Oh, you know what? I just saw MTV. What's going on, man? Do you mind try to keep the chat in the main chat area? Just because sometimes the live stream chat I can't really see who's it won't like notify me. So like the main chat right here, if you I keep this up on one of my monitors, but for whatever reason in this live stream open chat it just doesn't show me. So I end up missing it or really got to keep an eye on it. Getting a little bit of bullish divergence here from ES and Q. If NQ takes this low out and ES holds this low, be a little bit of bullish divergence. Might see a bit of a pullback. Yeah, still great stuff today. You guys want me to put together a trade review video on the ES long position and then that NASDAQ short position? Could go over like why I entered, where my take profit was. I'll do a replay mode so we could see the bars forming and stuff.
Yes, please. That would be great.
Very good. Very cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, sounds good, MJ Trader.
Kevin, I was just telling them while you were away. We're in this little chop zone right here for the moment on the NASDAQ, but I had gone short from that higher chop zone down to this one here with one and only one MES contract, MNQ, excuse me, micro NASDAQ, and made $74 on that trade.
Nice.
So yeah, the point being is, yeah, you can do this with micros. Granted, your commissions are higher. But when you're on the training wheels kind of idea, or you're starting a new account with a new strategy or whatever it is you're doing, yeah, you can do it.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Yo, Adrian, what's up? Yes, sir. Good trades today. Have a good weekend, Adrian. Guys, let me know if you got any questions. YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Yeah, I got you guys. I'm going to keep an eye out for that this weekend. I'll get together a trade review video on today's trades. It'll be like how to trade uncertain. Oh, there we go. That'll be the title. How to trade uncertainty. Let's see. How to trade. And even with market conditions being in your favor, trending or whatever, you could still use divergence in those trades. Divergence is just a way to look for a shift in market structure, uncertainty in the market that we're going to pull back from the current direction we're going in. How to trade. Oh, what I just say I was calling it? How to trade,
Uncertainty.
Thank you. I was uncertain on what I said before.
A dating guide for traders.
A dating guide for traders. Yeah, here's your dating guide for traders, guys. You go inside, you go to your computer, you shut the blinds, and you study, study, study. Some nice pullback right there. Again, I'm sort of looking to see. So ES has a bunch of fair value gaps, right? It's got one here, it's got one here. So you don't really know which one you would want to play. Sometimes you use the optimal trade entry, get an idea. But then that one, the 61% falls in there, the 78% falls on the top one. So really just staying patient at the moment. How's the 5-minute look? So we see that 1 minute, this 1 minute right here is the same as the 5-minute one, right? So the 5-minute, for the 5 minutes break, I don't know. We're going to have to see. NQ, I wanted to get short in that 134, it looks like. 148. What is those red levels? Oh, you know what it probably is? What is that? Is it a tool? Oh, yeah, it's a long position, short position tool. This one. It's like, what's leaving all... I hate when there are levels to the right. Like, it starts cluttering up so you can't even, like, see what price is actually at. Here, YouTube, maybe I'll throw in Diego, my new kitten. I'll put him in the stream replay. He told me to go short. And then he told me to go long. MTV, what's going on? I'm trading a megaphone pattern on the 1 minute NQ, seeing another leg down from the current consolidation, waiting for price to reach premium to go down. Rest is selling. Okay, alright. Let's see, so good selling pressure stepping in again. NASDAQ didn't really hit. I guess it did hit that bottom 1 minute fair value gap right there. Right, ES hit this 1 minute fair value gap. NASDAQ hit, I'll show you guys the one NASDAQ hit and rejected. This big one right here. But again, it's sort of hard to tell when you should go short in that, because at this moment right here with this green candle, it doesn't look like it's just going to randomly dump the next 5 minute or the next 1 minute. So we're just staying patient right here. Oh no, that's right. NASDAQ did have that 5 minute fair value gap it rejected. Okay, all right. We might see some downside. Let's take a look. My cat thinks the microphone's a toy. All right, let's see. What's going on, YouTube? See, a few people just popped in. We're staying patient right now. We're looking for another potential short position on the NASDAQ. We are 2 for 2 today. Took a great short position on NASDAQ for a 3.5 to 1 and a really good long position on ES for a 9 to 1. First take profit was almost a 6 to 1. So again, we're creating divergence. NASDAQ is trying to break some previous lows. ES nowhere near those lows. That was a good one. That one's going on the fridge. No, I'm just kidding. I usually don't trade ES too. I'll usually trade NASDAQ. So that was a really good trade. Probably going to keep ES in my circle of tickers of futures I trade. Wow, crude oil just dumping all day. How's crude oil's 5 minute looking, right? Did it give us any type of entry? Sort of. Sort of gave a 5 minute fair value gap entry right here at 10.10. But we can't really be chasing everything. If we're doing well with NASDAQ, we're doing well with ES. Don't worry about what crude oil's doing, right? Now, if NASDAQ, on the other hand, ES, on the other hand, they're getting too choppy, that's when we could sort of be like, okay, well, let's take a look at what's crude oil doing, what's gold doing. It's good to be aware of other markets and other futures tickers to keep an eye on to trade. Like right now, again, NASDAQ's just sort of chopping around. We created now this high right here. Every time we create some type of high and reverse, or some type of low and we reverse, that's liquidity. You don't have to mark out every one, but it's important to be aware of it. So now we have liquidity sitting here, sell side liquidity, and that's sitting right below that inverse fair value gap and this 1 minute, and inside this 1 minute fair value gap. So I'm going to keep an eye and see if maybe we want to make divergence up there. I don't think we will. I probably want to delete this. I'm going to want to delete this demand zone at some point. This is the first time it's breaking, and as you guys know, I like to keep my supply and demand up for the same day that it's broken. I'll delete it later in the day. The reason for that is because it still works as an area of interest. Great stuff today, guys. YouTube, again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys were able to cash out with us today. So right, we had another 1 minute fair value gap right here on NASDAQ. So we could draw, the problem with fair value gaps is you could draw them anywhere and everywhere, and that's just going to start throwing you off. That's why it's important to be able to read them, be able to be aware of them, but use them in other contexts too, right? Are we creating a fair value gap at an area of interest? Are we creating it at a supply and demand zone? Are we creating it after we swept some type of liquidity? Where are we creating it? Wherever we're creating it has to be a significant level or price. If it's not, then it's just not important. So this one right here, we sort of have a 1 minute fair value gap, and then we also have a bit of a breaker block right here. So that's the unicorn setup, right? An ICT unicorn setup would be a short position there, but we don't really have the good, optimal trade entry. Oh shit, do we? We do. All right, it might be something. I'm not taking that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep an eye on it, right? I'm going to be aware of it, keep an eye on it. And if it plays out, that's something I'm going to keep an eye on and perhaps trade next time I see it. Because with the market, we want to be able to repeat everything we're doing. We want to be able to look for the same setups. We want to be able to read the market the same. We want to look for everything the same. It has to be so repetitive so we could confidently do it and have no emotional connection. Just be repeating the same thing over and over. There's not going to be a profitable trader that says, yeah, sometimes I'm using moving averages, sometimes I'm using this, sometimes. Supply and demand concepts are different. You could trade supply and demand one day because it's working, see that it's not working, and then read more into ICT and understand those types of concepts, because that all brings in market structure. If you're using moving averages, different types of market reading tools like that, then it's going to sort of keep you thrown off. It's going to be a bit harder. I'm watching NASDAQ here, right? So we said we were going to watch this OTE area, see if it wanted to hold, but it doesn't look like it's going to. We are keeping an eye, sort of creating a little bit of divergence. But it's important. Supply and demand is great to learn if you're a beginner trader and you need to understand and learn market structure. And the reason for that is because it gives us high probability areas, right? It gives us areas where there were an increased amount of sellers that created an impulse move lower, an area where there was a larger amount of buyers, which helped push us higher. Because then once you're able to find those supply and demand zones, you're able to look for the reaction off those zones, look for a fair value gap to form off those zones, a higher low, a lower high, divergence. All of these things you guys hear me say almost every time I stream with you guys. And the reason for that is because once you get it down, it works. You get your own set of rules, you get your own trading rules, your own trading strategy, concept, because whatever you're learning, you're not going to trade it same exact way as the next guy. However, whatever you're learning has to adjust to your trading style. So far, that short is definitely playing out okay right there. This is the short I would have considered to take. Probably would have looked to enter at the 61%, would have put the stop loss at the 78%, and target would probably be a new low a day, or maybe even down here, which does give you a good 6-to-1. Again, I'm not taking this trade though. I'm going to be a bit patient. Market is still very choppy. So good stuff today, guys. Great stuff. Any questions, let me know. It is Friday. It's about 10:50. Probably going to wrap it up in just a minute. 2 for 2 today. 2 for Tuesday, Friday. Good stuff. Good stuff. What better way to go into the weekend? How's the 5-minute? How's the 15 looking? Look at the 5-minute right here, just so choppy. 30-minute, 45 looks bearish. I think the 30-minute looks bearish. Yep, 30 looks bearish to continue lower. So what I would do is I would watch the 30-minute. Look at the 30-minute time frame right here. This right here is a basing candle. And then we have a strong impulse move lower. So what I would want to see continuation to the downside is I would want this basing candle. Normally I would want it to close below the impulse move candle. I would usually want it to close below the basing candle's low. But because this one has such a longer wick, I would want it to close somewhere around this general area, because that will still show me a lot of selling pressure. And then I might look for somewhere around this 19,100, 19,120 to re-enter. So let's see, so like right over here to re-enter for a quick retest and push lower. So we're going to take a look at our drawings. And that's where we have a bit of a fair value gap going on there. Again, this trade right here does not seem to be trying to work out too well, unless we have divergence. Not really. Nope. Alright, we're going to be calling it there, ladies and gents. That was a great... Oh, it does want to work. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Well, we'll know. We'll know in about 35 minutes when the next 30-minute candle closes. Well, we'll probably know in 15, 20 minutes, because that's when this trade should play out. But... again, really great stuff today, guys. Again, we noticed when the market was stronger, which market was stronger, and how to trade that market. Use market maker breaker model. Yeah, I'm looking at NQ forming a low. How do you trade it? Yeah, so I don't use, it's funny, it's MTV, that was a great question. He said to use the MMBM, say ICT concepts, that market maker model, something like that, market maker breaker model, something along those lines. And it's funny, I'm not one of those crazy ICT, like draw on the charts, the trend line, like this made this high here, made a low over here. That's all great, that's all phenomenal too, and you can definitely use that, not saying not to. Me personally, I've been profitable with supply and demand for quite some time now. I only started throwing things like fair value gaps and breaker blocks into it the past, what's it, July already? Since like January. And again, what it's doing is it's helping me find better areas to enter, higher probability areas to enter, along with the supply and demand zone. So I'm not too into that whole MMB, XM model, stuff like that. We do have some divergence going on right here, though. Nope, see, that trade wouldn't have played out. However, using those models is definitely beneficial, right? That's another form of market structure and concepts. And it's profitable. It is something that hits high percents. A lot of ICT concepts are high percentage winners, right? It's an 80% win rate. The OTE, when you plot it right with the unicorn pattern setup, that's like a 80 or 90% win rate. And using all those concepts and using all that knowledge and stuff is really good to use as well. But again, it's up to you. It's your trading. I can't tell you, yeah, definitely use this model all the time. Only use supply and demand. That's all you need. We'll never tell you that. It's your trading journey. I'm just sort of here to help guide you guys and help you understand. Because if you understand what I'm doing over here, you understand where I'm finding my levels, that's exactly what I want. I want you guys to know what I'm doing, where I'm entering. I want to be able to teach you guys how to read and trade the market. If what I do you don't agree with, how I find my supply and demand zones, then you might not trade supply and demand, but you might look for the same fair value gaps. You might look for the same optimal trade entry, order block, breaker block, turtle soup they call it when you sweep a high and reject. I don't understand why they don't just call it a liquidity sweep. They got to call it turtle soup for some reason. But it's just important. And again, what I'm doing is I'm looking for areas of liquidity. Using liquidity and fair value gaps alone will really help you succeed in the market, because those liquidity and fair value gaps, those are imbalances in the market. When you have an imbalance in the market, there's a good chance there's going to be some type of reaction to that imbalance. All right, we're coming back up in here. We have some divergence right there. We might break through it. Yeah, no, we're not taking that. No more trades today. We're 2 for 2 today, guys. Friday. Great wins today. Good stuff. ES longs, NQ shorts. Nice. Jen caught that NQ long, was it NQ short position. Good stuff. Alright, good stuff, everybody. I will catch you guys soon. Any questions, let me know. Discord community, you guys know you guys could always hit me up or drop something in the questions tab. And yeah, keep it up. I'll put a new video out this weekend. I'll try to get that trade review video going. So we'll go over the short position on NASDAQ right here. And this long position we took on ES, again, was a really good one. Only about a 2-point stop, 16-point target. So good stuff, guys. I will catch you guys later. Be well. Happy trading. Don't overtrade. And have a good weekend.